Importing devices and users into Zentra. In this video, you'll learn how to import device and user data into the Zentra software, including preparing the export device and user data files for import, things to take care of before importing the data, importing the data, and things to take care of after importing the data. If migrating from a previous access control system, export the user and device data from the previous access control system. It is easiest to download these as CSV files when possible. It might be useful to also download the import data templates from Zentra. The device and user import templates can be downloaded from their respective import file upload windows, detailed later in this video. Open the device data file. Verify that there is a name and device type column. The name column should list the names of the rooms in the building. The device type column should list abbreviated device model names assigned to the rooms. Close this file and open the user data file. When devices which support NoTor are being imported, user groups attached to them via the name column in the device import file will be created automatically in Zentra for devices supporting NoTor. However, user group names attached to real-time devices, those which receive updates from Zentra via the compile command, will not be automatically created and must be created prior to importing device data into Zentra. This file is more complex than the device data file and needs to be checked carefully. Last name, first name, and middle name all refer to the registered names of the residents. Credential type, card format, hot stamp, badge ID, and facility code contain the information that will enable residents' existing credential to continue working in Zentra, just as they did with the previous system. User groups determine which locks they will have access to, eliminating the need to reconfigure access in Zentra. It is important to note that for the user groups field to import properly, any user groups named in the file must have already been created in the Zentra software. There is a template available for importing user data into Zentra. The last name, first name, badge ID, and credential type fields must be populated with correct information for the user import to be successful. Additionally, the card format, facility code, and user groups fields must be filled out in order for users' credentials to be successfully imported. The count limit flag, remaining uses, and expiration date fields are all optional, but must remain present, even if empty, for the import to be successful. Last name must contain the user's surname. First name must contain the user's first name, and middle name can contain their middle name, if any. Leave blank if no middle name is present, but do not delete the field. Area name will be the same for all locks in most cases. It is important to note that the area name or names must already exist in the Zentra software before the import, as simply importing a file with one or more area names present will not create those areas. Credential type will be 1 for badges or key fobs, 2 for key codes, or 3 for mobile or Bluetooth credentials. The count limit flag, remaining uses, and expiration date must be present, but can be left blank unless already populated. To set an expiration date on a credential, expiration date can be filled out in the format year, month, and day. Count limit flag can be used to enable the remaining uses field, which sets a number of how many times the credential can be used from this point forward before it is deactivated. If this is desired, set count limit flag to T for true and the remaining uses field with a number of uses the user should have left. If a user needs to have access to more than one user group, each group must be listed in succession on the same line, with each being separated by a semicolon, with no spaces. Multiple credentials, however, must be listed on separate lines. For example, if a user needs to have a key fob and a key code, there will need to be 2 lines for the user. Each line will be identical with the exception of the fields concerning their credential type, card format, badge ID, and facility code. Avoid the following actions, which can cause the import to fail. Deleting or rearranging column headers. Combining names for users with more than one line. Using the fill handle to duplicate lines, which can cause spreadsheet software to change values when populating the added cells. When all values are known to be correct, save a new copy of the file. When importing device and user data into the Zentra software, it is important to import devices before importing users. If importing any devices manually, go to the Devices section, mouse over the speed dial, and select Create Schlage Access Point. Enter the access point name, which will become the name of the user group to which the device will be attached in Zentra. Select the device type from the drop-down list. Click Create. The device will be added in the same capacity as one imported from a file, along with the user group whose schedule can be adjusted as needed. In the Zentra software, open the site that you'll be importing devices and users to. Go to the Devices section, click the green speed dial in the top right corner, and click Import Schlage Access Points. On this window, you can upload the device import file. You can also download the template here if needed. Drag the device import file into the window to upload it, then click Save. If no errors were found, click Proceed with Import. The imported devices will appear on the Devices screen. Verify that the names and the models are correct. As you prepare to import user data, if any of the users need access on a schedule other than the default 24/7, make sure to create a user group with a desired schedule prior to the upcoming user data import step. If you define a user group in the import file that does not already exist in Zentra, the import will fail. Next, go to the Everyone subsection of the People section. Click the Import Users button in the top right. On this window, you can upload the user import file. You can also download the template here if needed. Drag the user import file into the window to upload it, then click Save. The Zentra software will check the file to make sure that the headers are correct. If an error is found, the invalid headers error message indicates that one or more of the headers in the import file is incorrect. This can result from headers that are missing, named incorrectly, or in the wrong order. The Zentra software will provide the correct header sequence, as well as the header sequence that was in the uploaded file. You can use this feedback to correct the headers in your file and reattempt the import. It is important to avoid other mistakes, such as combining resident names on single lines, as the Zentra software may not catch these mistakes, leading to flawed user data being imported. If no errors were found, click Proceed with Import. The imported users will appear shortly after initiating the import. Check that the user data is correct. You have successfully imported devices and users into the Zentra software. For assistance, contact Allegiant Customer Care at 877-671-7011.